Okay, so what if you could actually solve the market? And I don't just mean predict it. I mean treat it like a pure math problem, one with a right answer. Well, that's pretty much exactly what this guy, Jim Simons, a super brilliant and, frankly, super secretive mathematician, decided to do. And today, we're going to break down how he pulled it off.
You know, when author Gregory Zuckerman started digging into Simon's firm, Renaissance Technologies, this is the warning he got. Basically, good luck, nobody's going to talk to you. It's a place that's completely wrapped in secrecy. And there's a really, really good reason why.
And yeah, this is the reason. 66%. Let that sink in for a second. That's not a one-time thing. That is the average annual return of their main fund, Medallion, since 1988. I mean, to put that into perspective for you, that number is so astronomical, it makes legends like Warren Buffett, well, it makes them look kind of average. It's just insane.
So, how in the world did he get there? Well, the crazy part is, to understand this incredible success, we actually have to go back to a moment of just utter failure. We're going to rewind to 1990. A mathematician is on the ropes, about to lose everything.
So let's paint a picture. It's 1990. You've got a 52-year-old Jim Simons. He's chain-smoking, just sweating over these computer screens. He's been at this for 12 long, painful years. His business partners are walking out on him, and he is betting the entire farm on an idea that literally everyone on Wall Street thinks is completely nuts.
And this right here, this was his core belief. It was almost like a religion for him. See, at the time, Wall Street ran on gut feelings, on intuition, on hot tips. But Simons, he had this unwavering faith that if you just had enough data, you could predict things. He truly believed the market wasn't random chaos, it was a code that could be cracked with pure mathematics.
And the pressure was just unbelievable. Simons was so on edge, so nervous about every little market tick, that his constant panicked phone calls drove his latest partner, a guy named Elwin Berlekamp, to just quit. So now he's totally alone. It's just him, his wild theory, and a fund that's sinking fast.
And what does he do? He says this: the hell with it, I'm just going to run it myself. Just pure defiance. He doesn't pack it in, he doubles down. Which really brings up the central question, right? What on earth gave this guy, an academic, a total Wall Street outsider, the guts to bet everything he had against the so-called wisdom of the entire financial world?
Well, to get the answer, we've got to look at where he came from. See, Simons wasn't your typical math professor. His background gave him a kind of secret weapon, a set of tools that nobody in finance had ever even thought of using.
I mean, just look at his career path. It's not normal for a Wall Street titan. He's not a business school grad, not an economist. He graduates from MIT, sure, but then he goes to work as a top-secret code breaker for the government. We're talking Cold War-era stuff here.
And this place he worked, the Institute for Defense Analyses, or IDA, it had this amazing motto. Basically, throw everything at the wall and see what sticks. It was this incredible idea factory. And his job? To build algorithms that could find signals in the noise. But he wasn't looking for stock patterns. He was trying to pull secret messages out of scrambled enemy communications.
And this is where he stumbled upon his secret weapon. It's a statistical tool called a hidden Markov model. Now that sounds complicated, but the idea is actually pretty simple. It's a way to understand a system when you can't see the system itself. You can only see the effects it's having. So think about it like this. You can't see the weather system that's coming, but you can see birds flying south. The bird behavior is the data. The weather system is the hidden state. That's the basic idea.
And here's the key insight, the real breakthrough. It's like playing poker. You don't need to know why your opponent is feeling nervous or confident. You just need to see them tapping their fingers or avoiding eye contact to know that they are in that state. Simons thought, what if the market is the same? You don't need to know why the market is in a fearful state. You just need a model that can tell you that it is.
Okay, so Simons has this powerful code-breaking toolkit and this new way of looking at the world. So he makes the leap. He leaves academia and decides he's going to point these weapons at the most chaotic system of all, the financial markets. And at first, man, it worked like a charm. Until, suddenly, it didn't. His whole theory was really simple at its core. He looked at these chaotic-looking market charts, the squiggly lines going up and down, and he just believed. He knew that underneath all that randomness, there had to be patterns. There had to be an order, a signal hiding in all that noise. So he calls up his old code-breaking buddy Lenny Baum. Together, they build these models designed to find really subtle, short-lived patterns in currency markets. And boom, it works perfectly. I mean, they make tens of millions of dollars. It felt like they'd cracked the code. The theory was proven, right? Well, not so fast. The success didn't last. As soon as they tried to expand their strategy, to apply these same models to other things like commodities, the whole system just broke. It backfired spectacularly. The patterns they thought were real just disappeared, and the funds started hemorrhaging money, and fast. This is what brought Simons right back to that moment of crisis we talked about.
Okay, but this is the pivot point of the whole story. Because most people, at this point, would have just thrown in the towel. Game over. But for Simons, this massive failure didn't destroy him. Instead, it led him to his most important, most revolutionary idea.
I mean, he really hit rock bottom. At one point, he admits this to one of his employees. He basically says, "I feel like I have no idea what I'm doing." It's such a raw human moment, right? All that confidence he had, it was gone, replaced by just crushing self-doubt.
But then, in the middle of all that doubt, he has this massive realization. A light bulb goes off. The problem wasn't the math, the models weren't wrong. The problem was the people. It was his own gut feelings, his partner's anxieties, that very human instinct to jump in and tweak things, to override the system when things got scary.
And right there, out of that crisis, a whole new philosophy is born. It's a three-step mission. 1. Keep finding those hidden patterns in mountains of data. 2. Build even better, more sophisticated models to trade them. And then, the really radical part, step 3, get the humans out of the loop. Completely, no exceptions.
And this quote just says it all. This was his new dream. He didn't want to build a tool that would help a human trader make better decisions. No. He wanted to build a pure system, a machine that would literally make money while he was sleeping without any messy, emotional, irrational humans getting in the way.
So, what happened after he made this vow? After he went all in on a pure system? Well, he basically kicked off what we now call the quant revolution, this idea of using pure math and computer models to trade. And in the process, he changed finance forever.
And the results? They speak for themselves. Over $100 billion in trading profits. Let me say that again. More than $100 billion, all made by a computer system running on pure math, while human judgment and intuition were literally locked out of the process.
Which leaves us with a really big, kind of scary question, doesn't it? Because the story of Jim Simons isn't just about making a ton of money. It's about a bigger idea. In a world that is now drowning in data and run by powerful algorithms, what does his success say about us, about our human judgment? Is our gut feeling, our intuition, is it becoming obsolete?